66 degrees for 65 feet and 3 inches.
They provide coordinates to their co-pilots in the gym via FaceTime.
We used a map of the U.S. that was to scale of the gymnasium and told our co-pilots the angle measures that they were to use and the distances they were to go to find the next mission.
43 feet, 7 inches.
Facets of an online environment and digital tools and kind of merge them together.
There are 4 stations. At the Math with Technology Hub, students are using a virtual geoboard to solve a problem and then explain how the app helped them on an online discussion board. Assignments like this have made math this student's favorite subject.
I like doing math because there's more to math that we do on this. And we usually only use the textbook, and it was kind of boring, so this is a lot of fun.
She submits her work at the end of the rotation on a virtual learning environment, or VLE, that gives her teacher instant access to what she's completed.
So I will be able to go on tonight and look and just quickly scan and see how many people A, completed it and understood it, and B, how many will need more support. So it's almost like a yes, they have it, or no, they don't have it, and that will influence.
Necessarily want to get things planted as soon as they can. We want to kind of work backwards from the school year in the fall so that what you're planting, what you're growing will be ready when the kids are back in school.
In my environmental applications class, service learning is a key piece. They get the outdoor gardens started. They'll set up management and harvest plans for the next year's class to come in. Within that structure of the service learning projects, these different initiatives and projects come about. For example, we add different crops, the hoop house, the irrigation system, and aquaponics.
The fish's waste is toxic to us, but when the plants get a hold of it, they can take the nitrogen and other helpful things in it and turn it into food for us.
Which I don't think is...
Lumping in additional elements. And I'm definitely seeing that the entire group needs to review the differences between argument and persuasion.
Argument has logos only. Today you're going to be using logos, pathos, and ethos for persuasion. It's important just that you notice the difference between them.
How about persuasion?
I think that's where we're going to be able to pull out the students that need just a little bit more reteaching.
So clearly the text isn't working for them, so let's do that same visual thing.
I think advertisements that they're already familiar with so that they have a place of prior knowledge and context.
Logos, pathos, or ethos. We're looking at this beautiful advertisement of Superman. What is the most prominent persuasive element you see here?
Let's have our higher level group, since they've demonstrated through this exit ticket that they can definitely identify those 3 things in what they're reading. Let's move them up to author's purpose.
People on the computers in the back, you'll be watching a video and writing a one paragraph response. You'll turn in at the end of class.
When you look around
this great planet of mine, and I see that you are new and I don't know where you come from, I don't know who you are, but you are on my planet. These clipboards were on your spacecraft, so I decided I was going to take them off of your spacecraft and put them around my planet. So here, at this particular station, is computation.
And Newton allowed them to travel to different places in his planet, which were actually different stations, and they were supposed to be either collecting data or working to solve problems to help them understand concepts that we have learned in class throughout the school year.
Do we start at 0 or do we start at 12? 0. Measure, line up, and we read from which way?
Left to right.
Left to right.
So they had to, in one station, they had to measure various objects either to the nearest inch, the nearest half inch, or the nearest quarter inch. They also had to do a lot of operations, solving addition and subtraction word problems, multiplication and division word problems. And I also wanted to reinforce some of the things that we have learned in science.
You notice there are starting to float in the air. Does that mean that gravity is more or less on planet or orbit on Earth